Okay, so Blur, 0 mana, your hero can't take damage this turn. So that's a life gain spell. You use it when you're punching something, and it's bad. It also has applications against, like, boom bots and stuff, but it's still bad. It procs things that proc off spells cheaply, so the new 6 mana 4/7, but it's still bad. Unless there's a huge spell that we want to cheat out. Our biggest spell is Command of the Illidari and Skull of Gul'dan. So basically, no. Anyways, Twin Slice. Give your hero +1 attack this turn. Add Second Slice to your hand, which does the same thing. So it's like Pounce, but you can split it up to 2 turns. It procs a Gadget's Hand twice. You said Questing Adventure. I think that's really good with Twin Slice. I think Gadget's too slow to matter. But I could see Questing plus Twin Slice being a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pounce wasn't that great, but this is like better Pounce. So maybe. Shadowhoof Slayer, 1 mana 2/1. Demon. Battlecry, give your hero +1 attack this turn. So 1 mana 2/1, deal 1 damage. So it's like Elven Archer with an extra attack and the demon tag.
The other thing is that, you're getting a minion out on the board where you would be just hero powering probably on turn 1 a lot of times, unless it's like a Zooey.
I hate this argument so much. Okay.
He's wanting to be aggressive, but I'm saying in a situation, I don't know.
It's like an Elven Archer, but it has 2 attack instead of 1, and it's a demon, and it's not quite that much better than an Elven Archer, but it's Elven Archery.
Yeah.
So not that. Hey, hello, Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
All right, Battle Fiend, 1 mana 2/2. After your hero attacks, gain +1 attack. So it's a 1 mana 2/2 with upside of being a demon and upside of kind of growing. So 1 mana 2/2s are pretty playable-ish, and this is a pretty good 1 mana 2/2. So I definitely expect that to see play.
I do just want to say also though that this is going to affect the Galakron Warlock pool. And that's gonna suck.
It's gonna be sweet. Fuck Galakron Warlock. Galakron Warlock already sucks. Who cares? Look at all these trash demons. But there's some big ones too.
There's some big ones, but yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, they usually balance stuff like that out.
Nice code.
How's the new legendary? It didn't actually play it. The stream title was a lie. Get baited. Consume magic. 1 mana, silence an enemy minion. Outcast, draw a card. So 1 mana, silence an enemy minion. Yikes. Outcast means this procs if it's the left or rightmost card in your hand. So if you recently drew it, or if it's the far left, draw a card. I mean, silence draw a card is OP for 1 mana. 1 mana silence is sketchy. We'll get to it later. Alright, 1 mana. If your opponent has 2 fewer mana crystals next turn. Oh, interesting. So it's like the inverse of a coin, but a little bit less flexible.
Well, this is also, there's no downside to this.
It costs a card and a mana to deny them 2 mana.
Well, I'm saying, like, in a situation where they would normally, like, well, I don't know.
It's a lot like a counterfeit coin or an innervate.
Yeah, but
instead of boosting me, I'm weakening my opponent, which arguably, it's definitely a stronger mechanic in an aggro class, which Demon Hunter kind of wants to be aggro. I'm not entirely sure exactly what to really figure out what Demon Hunter wants to be, we have to figure out what the most powerful stuff is and build around that. So like you see a 1 mana 2/2 and you're thinking aggro, and then denying your opponent's mana is stronger in aggro than making mana for yourself. Like, you want counterfeit coin or innervate with like combo stuff, right?
Reverse overload. Yeah.
Mana Burn just counters a combo deck. No, it can be good against any control deck. Like, against any deck, there's like certain key turns that really matter, kind of thing. But anyways, it's like sort of a weak card, but has applications to where it could be really good and relevant.
The hero power for Demon Hunter is 1...
Bob says Hearthstone works.
Oh, okay.
We're fucking out of here.
The hero power for Demon Hunter is a 1 mana, deal 1 attack.
1 mana, 2/1 demon, death rattle, add a 2/1 lost soul to your hand. How much does the 2/1 cost? Probably costs 1, right? So this card sucks. It needs to cost 0 for me to care at all.
What is a lost soul?
Probably a 1 mana, 2/1 demon.
Right, yeah.
Probably sucks. Alright, 2 mana, +2 attack, draw a card. 2 mana, deal 2, draw a card is a good card. 2 mana, 3/2 Murloc, Battlecry. If your hero attacks this turn, gain +1 attacks in Rush. So your hero attacks a lot in class, so 2 mana, 4/2 Rush, Murloc, sweet. So Murloc support, we have card draw, we have lots of cheap spells, we have a little bit of aggro guy.
Demons.
2 mana, draw a card, Outcast, draw another. A lot of card draw.
Super gross.
2 mana, deal damage equal to your hero's attack to 3 random enemy minions. Whoa. So this is AoE that scales with my hero's attack. My hero's attack, you can easily start it at 1, in which case this would be like a shitty version of Arcane Explosion.
Yeah.
But when you buff it with like a weapon or +2 attack, it gets a lot more relevant. So let's say I go Chaos Strike and Blade Dance. For 4 mana, I'm AoEing for 2. and it's not a full AoE. It's not that exciting. It might work out, but it needs quite a bit of support. Like, this is like a build your own consecration as opposed to just consecration working on its own. It's worse. Alright, Umberwing's kind of just fucking nutty. I look at this card and I'm like, okay, better Haunted Creep. Muster for battle, right?
Yeah.
Muster for battle, Haunted Creeper.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
AoE Savagery also, I like that.
Yeah, AoE Savagery. I mean, you compare it to Savagery and you get the picture. It's probably not exciting.
Death gets Hungry Crab? Yeah.
Alright, I'll draw you Warblades.
It's pretty unlikely.
This card's pretty strong, and it scales pretty well with the attack buffs. I'll leave it at that. 3 mana for 3/1/1s with Rush. It sucks on its own, but there's some synergy with other cards, like Feast of Souls. Feast of Souls is like a really good Cult Master. It's 2 mana less than Cult Master, and you lose the 4/2 body. And that's really good. 2 mana 4/2s are nothing special, but the key thing here is the effect of draw a card for friendly minions that die this turn has to be comboed with other things. So when you have to combo things together, it's way better for them to be cheaper so that you can actually like do the thing. Like, Cult Master Coordinated Strike is 7 mana, but Feast of Souls Coordinated Strike is 5 mana. It's fucking way better. Cheaper, better. Paying for things bad. I play Hearthstone like I live in real life. I don't like paying for things. Cheaper is better. I want everything now, and I don't want to pay for it. After your hero attacks, summon a 2/2 satyr. So 3 mana, 4/2, and 2/2. Pretty good. You go Umberwing into Satyr. Or you play it on like turn 4 with a hero power. 3 mana, deal 2/2, lifesteal. So this is, if you thought Cleave was overpowered, you should play Soul Cleave. Cleave is trash, and so is Soul Cleave. It's worse trash because it costs more. If you take a bad card and make it more expensive, it gets worse. Gaining life is for fucking noobs. Unless it's Eldrazi Warblades. Right, I-Beam. Lifesteal. 3 mana, deal 3 to a minion. Outcast, cost 0. Okay, so 0 mana, deal 3 to a minion, gain 3. Wow. Fucking uber nuts.
Yeah.
So you're definitely going to want this, and you're going to outcast it, and you're going to be very pleased with yourself.
Oh, the play they did on the stream.
Yeah, but you play the Knife Juggler, you goddamn idiot. I was so upset. And then, who was it? It was Augustina Kayla.
That wasn't actually Ixar. That wasn't Ixar.
No, it was Ixar who corrected him.
That guy was, well.
It was Chad Papega, and Ixar was like, well, that was pretty pig. And I was like, thank you, Ixar. I was very upset about this. It needed to be acknowledged. Ratscale Naga, Soul Juggler. Alright, so you play Ratscale Naga, and then you Coordinated Strike, and you trade your 1/1s into their stuff and shoot things for 3, and I don't know. I'm not excited about playing 3 mana 3/1s, but it might be broken. It's like terrible on its own, but it has some broken interactions, so we'll see how that goes.
I'm gonna play it with the...
It interacts harder with the 6 mana, or the 5 mana thing, right?
Sun Cleric.
Alright, 4 mana, 5/3 rush, Outcast, gain immune this turn. I mean, the Outcast mechanic seems absurd. So, how do we better take advantage of Outcast? Well, expensive cards are bad with Outcast, because they can get stuck on the left side of your hand and prevent you from using Outcast. Yep. Cheap cards that you can just slam make it easier to enable Outcast. So, Outcast slightly encourages cheap stuff.
As soon as you hit the desk, my game started working.
Well.
He also subbed 4 months earlier with Prime.
Thank you, Oham. Oh yeah, I already thanked him. Alright, so Illidari... everything that says Outcast seems pretty overpowered to me. I really like this one. I really like this one. I guess the 0 mana Outcast is better than the 4 mana Outcast. They're both kind of situational because they're both removal, so it's like if you top deck it, it may not be good if there's nothing to shoot at, but like what kind of stupid peasant opponent gives you nothing to shoot at, right? But I guess there's a thing where like control decks like Mage or Warrior or Priest might have nothing to shoot at, and then some of your cards get worse because you can't outcast them because there's nothing to shoot at. Alright, 4 mana 4/4, next demon you play costs 2 less. So it's kind of like a 2 mana 4/4, but it's backloaded. It's kind of like that dragon thing. So 4 mana 4/4. Okay, so what demons do I have that cost 2?
The one up top,
There's literally none of them. They cost 1.
Oh, this one.
That's
Wait,
cost 1
also.
and it's unplayable.
Oof.
No, there's no 2 mana demons so far. So far this guy doesn't really work that well. Like ideally this guy you play him on turn 4 and plop out an overpowered 2-drop, but
Piper is 3. Is there anything that's like neutral? No, there's 3.
I want a 2 so I can play it immediately because tempo now good.
Yeah.
Now with 3s you could play this guy on turn 5 and a 3-drop.
There's some! Fellwing is also a 3/3, that's fair, but...
What is Fellwing? You're talking about Frenzied Fellwing?
Yeah.
The one that's supposed to cost 0 anyways?
Yep,
I really don't want to cheat that out. This is idiotic.
Yeah. I was talking about Piper, though. Piper is only 3.
The 2 is a Murloc. 0 mana 3/3 cost. Oh my god, you guys are
2/2 lifesteal.
I'm gonna kill all of you.
That's only Warlock.
Alright, Chaos Nova is a control deck. We don't have control tools yet. Glaive Bound.
Please click off the
I'm trying. Great.
Well, you're really
okay. We'll just do it this way. Okay, control card, but we don't have other control tools yet. This is a strong card in a deck that doesn't exist currently. 5 mana 7/4. If your hero attack this turn, deal 4. So we're pretty good at attacking with our hero. So 5 mana 7/4, deal 4. Pretty good card. What are 5-drops that see play right now? Ziliax, Leroy. No, that's not a 5-drop. Oh, the 4/5 invoke guy, right? So there's a 5 mana 4/5 invoke guy. This doesn't line up well against that in particular, but it's generally like bigger than that. If you compare this to Faceless Corruptor, I think you start to see how good it is.
2 mana 2/2 lifesteal is neutral. It's not Warlock. Okay.
It's like a good, like Faceless Corruptor sees a good amount of play. This seems generally better. Pretty bad versus Bully. Thanks for the analysis, Fireman. So let's just cut all the battle cries from our decks because they're bad versus Bully. I guess Galakron, Rogue, and Warrior are just unplayable because they're just all battle cries and Boom Pistol Bully exists. Anyways, Metamorphosis. 5 mana. Swap your hero power to deal 5 damage. After 2 uses, swap it back. My hero power becomes 1 mana, deal 5.
Which is nuts.
Does it deal 5 targeted, or is it +5 attack on my character?
I think that it's targeted because of the fact that it doesn't say to a random enemy minion or random enemy. It has to be targeted.
Deal 5 target for 1 mana. Okay.
Yeah.
As the humble caterpillar becomes a beautiful butterfly, so too does a demon hunter become a hideous mass of writhing destruction and unfettered chaos. That's great. Okay, so turn 6 you go Metamorphosis, shoot you for 5. Turn 7 you shoot for another 5 and have 6 mana to finish him off. So you go like Metamorphosis ping on...
Until Leroy's been cycled out.
Yeah, it's not cycled out. Is it cycled out right away? It is, isn't it? I was going to say, you go turn 6 Metamorphosis ping, turn 7 you ping Leroy, and it's just a nice 16 damage. So this is a 7 mana deal 10. It's like a 7 mana Pyro.
Leroy's already gone?
This is a 7 mana Pyroblast.
That's what I was asking.
This is pretty fucking legit. Yeah, this makes Leroy look like a dumb peasant. Okay, great card.
Yeah.
5 mana draw 3. No. So 5 mana draw 3 is about the same rate as Sprint. 7 mana draw 4, about the same rate as Arcane Intellect. 3 mana draw 2. AI sees a lot of play, but like being cheaper is really important for the card draw. Mm-hmm. But then there's Outcast, reduce their cost by 3. So if it's far left or far right when you play this, it's 5 mana draw 3 with cost reduced by 3. So basically, you just kind of get...
Just Arcane Intellect, not even. It's cheaper than Arcane Intellect and draws you an extra card.
Yeah. Basically, this is kind of like being Galakron Rogue, but you don't have to invoke it or anything. You're just... This card's dumb as fuck. This is the broken card. This is by far the most broken card I've seen so far. And a lot of times it's also very inconsistent because Outcast is not always activated, and also what cards you're reducing by 3 is a huge deal. Like if you hit I-Beam reduced by 3, it doesn't help much because that's already sort of a 0 mana card. But yeah, this card's real broken. Yeah, I can't believe you get to play 2 copies of this. This seems like a legendary. Skull of Gul'dan, I'm thinking like Skull of the Minari. It's like, it's got the word Skull and the word Gul'dan. Both of these are very... Remember Gul'dan was the Death Knight that was super broken, and then Skull of the Minari was the weapon that's super broken. It's like all of that in one broken shell. This is the good one. It's a wand, but not quite as good. No, it's way better than wand. Wand comes down like turn 8. This comes down turn 5.
Or possibly, yeah.
Sure, coin it out turn 4. Okay, Warglaze, but yeah, this card broke as fuck.
Gross, yeah.
It's like, when this is Outcast, you're generating value and tempo.
Yeah.
All in one broken thing.
Yeah. Really gross.
So you're going to want to Outcast with this. It also slightly pulls you towards having cards that cost, a little bit more, but don't get baited by that. Play the good cards. Mm-hmm. Anyways, Warglaze Asnos. 5 mana, 3/4. After attacking a minion, your hero may attack again. So it's like Assassin's Blade or that warrior weapon in between the two.
Mm-hmm. The bronze or the brass knuckles or whatever.
Fool's Bane. It's worth noting that like you can plus attack in this class.
Soul Thrays, yeah.
Which makes attacking minions stronger because you can line it up against whatever it's the way Hearthstone works is I play a weapon and then my opponent plays a minion that lines up well against the weapon, right? So I play a 3 attack weapon, they're like, oh, I play my 4 health minion. But that doesn't work as well against Demon Hunter, because Demon Hunter can like buff
+1.
Yeah, right? So it's harder to play around Demon Hunter weapons than normal weapons. Soul Throws couldn't hit face though, right? Well, there's a 6 mana warrior 4/4, right? There's a 6 mana 4/4 weapon for Warrior that does, I think, this.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about, Soul Threes.
Yeah, he says it couldn't hit face, though, but it could. So I don't know. He's talking about Fool's Bane couldn't hit face.
Mm.
But anyways, this card seems pretty good. Definitely interesting. Command the Illidari. On its own, not that great, but it has some pretty good interactions. 5 mana, 2/6. After his attack, deal 1 damage to all enemies. I think this card sucks. I could be way wrong. Flame Reaper, 7 mana, 4/3. Also damage the minions next to whomever your hero attacks.
This card is good against spammy, like, token decks.
Cleave is historically a strong mechanic.
Yeah.
This hits 3 guys. There was the Warrior Death Knight that basically did this, and it was good for the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? It was like what was that guy called? Yeah. And it was a 4 attack, right?
Yeah, it was 4 or 5.
Shadowmourne.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is pretty good. A lot of good weapons. Can't play them all. It's sort of more of a control card, and it wants to be in more of an aggro class. But like, you can see how like Flame Reaper and Chaos Nova go in the same deck, but there's this issue where they're all 4 damage AoE effects, so it's becoming redundant. We keep dealing 4 to things, so if people just start playing 5 health things, we could be very sad. Anyways, 8 mana. Oh, this is a Batterhead, but way better, because the 2 extra attack is like a lot. 2 extra health. Normally health is better than attack, but on Batterhead you really needed the attack more than the health. Like Batterhead had not enough attack, and it's a big problem. Miller Time, thank you for that, Prime. Hero Power makes this do 5. Yep, true. And then there's some spells that buff it too. Yeah. Powerful. This is like kind of a control late gamey card, so you generally need like life gamey stuff to get that far. So for the life game, Soul Cleave is unplayable, but
this one.
Yeah, I-Beam is super awesome, and Eldrazi Warblades, maybe.
Chimera!
Hey, welcome back. 56 months. How you doing? Alright, and Pit Commander. 9 mana, 7/9, Taunt. Ooh, you really want Taunt on your 9-drops, because a lot of 9-drops have this problem where you play them and your opponent kills you. Taunt helps with that. Okay, 7/9 Taunt, summon a demon from your deck. So you play it in a big demon deck, so you don't play small demons in this deck, you just play big demons. But Hulking Over Fiend, you lose the rush when it gets summoned at end of turn. 2/6 Taunt. I mean, you can play small minions, they just can't be small demons. You play big... Oh my god. Imagine Pit Commander pulling out Void Daddy. That'd be pretty nice. You could do that in Wild, potentially. That might be strong enough to do in Wild.
Yeah.
Pit Commander, Void Daddy.
They would have to Thoris in this.
Thoris in this?
Yeah, get it cheaper. Then they can do this and then just have big demons that come out and they have other stuff.
Are we talking about Emperor Thorison?
Yeah.
So that it costs 8 mana?
Yeah, you just play it and then you just like... But there's... I'm just saying that you get cheapened with all this stuff.
The idea of cheapening demons is a good one, but in Wild we actually have cards like Void Caller and Skull of the Minari, so they come out for 4 and 5
You
mana.
know what? I don't need your shit.
Is Zalae sliding Warlock cards into his Demon Hunter deck? Shut up, Danny Null. I don't need your shit.
Oh, yeah, see?
I was naming a lot of Warlock cards. Anyways, I'm over here trying.
See, chat, you guys said I was Papega about that, and actually, he's the Papega.
Dude, yeah, fuck. Okay, anyways, so now we've looked at all the Demon Hunter cards, and so far we haven't seen enough cards to really know anything.